Hello, I'm Ariana CP Hunter, real estate broker and financial expert. And today we're going to be talking about financing mobile homes. Our guest here, Ms. Lemos, is going to be talking to us about how to go about it and answer some questions that people may have. In this time, I believe that what's going to happen is that most likely people are going to consider this option. If they're not able to stay where they live, they might consider purchasing land and moving into a mobile home, making it more affordable. So let's explore that today, and she's going to fill us in. So let's get started.
Okay, so basically today's question was, is financing a mobile home cheaper? Should I go new? Should I go used? And basically a little bit, because there's no really definition or no real law when it comes to mobile homes, just because there's a lot of loopholes as far as the legalities go. So basically, the first option is you can go new. In this case, you can go to a dealership or a lot, and they can show you pre-manufactured homes. They have single, double, even bigger, full-blown homes, and then they have financing options available. Currently,
Who do they use?
21st Financial, I believe it is, or 21st Century.
Is that the only company
That
they
is
use?
not the only company that they use. There are several. However, some dealerships prefer only to use them. The reason for that is, I guess, as far as credit scores go and requirements. So one of the things to look at if you're going to go into a new home that they might ask you, do you already currently have a lot? Is it under your name? Is it yours? Is it financed? Is it currently financed or is it paid off?
Oh, okay. So what happens if it's still being paid? You still make.
They might be able to use that as collateral for your loan.
Okay.
So it might
even
help
though
you.
you're not okay.
Yeah, so it might be able to help you
Like
as far
help
as
you in how?
in the fact that you could put the land as collateral.
Okay. So is
for
that
your
gonna
loan.
lower their payments?
I do not know. That would you have to go ahead and speak to whoever their underwriters.
And what about the FICOs and credit scores?
So FICOs, what we've seen mostly is about 575 is what you need to start in a mobile home.
Is it a process like a home?
It is. It's a little bit shorter, about 2-3 months. 2-3 months period. But
What?
it is still intensive in the sense that they still run your credit. It is a hard hit to the credit because they want to be able to see, payment history and all those things.
Okay.
Now, they're not going to be so picky as far as, medical ones or things like that, but they do want to see a good recurring
Payment
history. That's going to help. And then, depending on the dealership, depending on who they use for their lending, they might have lending available for someone with a little less than a 5 something.
So now, if they go into a new
mobile, yeah,
they'll take care of everything. They'll take care of
they will take care of transportation, setup, and delivery. And the great thing about it is also you're gonna be able to have centralized air, which is something that they add onto your loan. The skirt, which is the covering that goes around the home.
How about light and water?
Light and water is not included. That is something that has to be there on the land before or after the home is brought, and that is up to you how you want to do that. Now, you have to consider septic, which will be, all your plumbing, your water, all those things, and also your light. Wow. And another thing, too, that they're going to ask you is, does that land have accessibility through county roads? Can you reach that land? Does it have no easements? No easements. So is that land able to be accessed?
Well, it sounds very complicated. Well, it sounds expensive. When they do everything included, is that expensive?
Well, the difference is you're saving yourself, the transportation, which transportation in itself for a home is very expensive.
How much
you're looking at the cheapest I've seen, $1,300, and that was due to, that there's not a lot of people moving right now.
Okay.
But the average cost, and this is for a single wide, is about $2,000 to $3,000. Now, if you're going for a double wide home,
how do you pay for that? I mean, you pay on a credit card, or
most people pay that cash.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so that's something to consider. And then, you want to have somebody who has experience moving it. Now, considering also when you're going to purchase your home, you also want to consider a double wide. Yes, it's more space, but in the transportation portion of things, it's more expensive because there's going to be 2 trips. Think about it. This home's going to be split in 2. It's going to be wrapped up.
So they bring it in 2?
It's going to be in 2. It's going to come one trailer, another trailer.
On the same day?
Yes, same day. And then they put your home, and then they put your home together. And then on top of that, you need to make sure that it's leveled, that it has the proper tie down.
So just to give them an average, like what are the numbers? Like what is for a single?
It truly depends. A single mobile home, it depends on all those things. Like any other home, are you getting upgrades in it? Are you getting brand new? Oh, that's another thing. A lot of new homes come with appliances, fridge, stove. Of course, you're not gonna have washer and dryer, but they will have the connections for it. So that's something to consider. So the more upgrades you have, the will increase the price, of course. It's like buying anything else. Any upgrades, it will increase. But a very nice one, a simple, basic, average single mobile home, you could start about, I would say, maybe 34.
34,000.
Yes.
So what are your payments a month? Is that gonna be based on your credit?
Yes and no. The average is about I want to say 275. But yes,
That includes
credit
your taxes and
does not include your
insurance.
tax.
So how does that work?
That is
Taxes.
well,
Like property
taxes.
tax.
Property tax is another thing to be included or considered in this. Depending how you purchase your mobile home, because there is no real law set forth as far as the title of it. So if I buy it from someone, it could be bill of sale. You could just write me a receipt.
Okay.
I bought it.
Oh, okay.
Or it could be a transfer title.
Oh,
It was
okay.
paid off. And now I'm purchasing
Like
it. Now
a vehicle or like a home? Like a where you go to a title company.
Well, it could be like that. You're more like a title company. I'm giving you this. I'm giving you the title of the property. You own it now.
Okay.
Now, depending.
That's if the land is included or just
No,
depending on the mobile itself.
This is just
the unit.
The unit itself, no land, nothing. So when you're going to go pay taxes, some people do not pay tax on their actual home. They pay land tax because the home is not attached to the land.
So it's land plus upgrades or no? Just the land itself? It will depend on the county and all that.
All depends. It very much just, it's actually very specific to you, really, in that sense.
And so how about people who, well, that's too expensive and they want to tackle it on their own and they
probably want to buy
a
used one? You can do, and a lot of people do buy their own. They buy it from someone, they find someone. Now you have to consider that in that case, you, of course, your option, okay, the win in this case, I guess, is that you don't have a monthly payment. Now, if you're going to a new dealership, you're going to have a monthly payment. You're going to have a monthly payment. So
but you're not going to have the quality or...
you will have, okay, you lose things like the AC central unit being part of your loan.
So you have to get units.
Yeah, you would have to get individual units, or you could have someone come in and do it. And come and put one for you. That's an option if you want to do that, but that's very expensive. So you could do that. So versus buying a new one, if you buy a used one, now you have to consider, okay,
getting it there like you mentioned,
getting all those things taken care of, and now possibly renovations.
Okay. So basically, if you buy new, you pay more, but it's less hassle.
Less hassle. It depends.
But financial hassle, right? Yes. Because you have to prove for all those. For people who don't have those FICOs of 570, you said.
Yes.
Then they might consider taking in stages.
Yes.
And paying cash, but they have to have the
context. Yes. You might want to have to consider that you're gonna have to have capital, to be doing the renovations, to move it there, all those things, and you don't have any kind of warranty. You're not getting no warranty. Depending on the dealership they use, if you use a new one, you get a 1-year warranty usually with your new home. So those are the things to consider.
How about owner finance? Do they do that?
There is rent to own. Usually that is on their land, and they're not you're not renting to own the land itself, because remember, the land is separate from.
Okay, but some are.
Some are. Also, you have the option too, if you're going to go new and you don't want to go through a dealership, sometimes they have communities that are opening, mobile home communities. And then in that case, you go in, they have mobile homes already, and they'll tell you this is how much it is per month for the mobile home itself.
Do they have them in our state?
They do. You just have to go further out. It's not, it's more. More country area. Okay. But they do have those. It's a new thing, kind of. They're having mobile home development, so I guess is what you will call them, communities. And in that case, they will tell you the breakdown. This is about how much it is per month for the land rent, and how much it is for your mobile home.
Well, off camera, we were talking about renovations, and you were telling me there's companies or businesses.
Well, there's a third option, not very common, but there is a third option of repos and trade-ins and more like a discounted place of buying your mobile home. And this is no credit, no background check.
So
pay on the lot. So the way that those work is you have to have a good down payment set up.
How
About
much is a good $2,000?
$2,000.
Oh, that's doable.
$2,000 is the going rate for those. And in that case, you would go to the lot. You would pick out a mobile home. The 2-bedroom, 2-bath are about $2,000. The 3-bedrooms and up are about $3,000. And you have a 2-3 month window while they renovate the home. Now the renovations do not start until you give the down payment.
Okay.
So you go and pick out a mobile home. Like I said, some of them are in rough shape.
So you pick it even if
it is rough,
and then but you pick just like a home.
But you pick just like a home, and then after that, yes, it is rough stages, but you get the options of doing a lot of upgrades or things. You get to pick your outside. You're gonna
so
go
is
metal,
that they're gonna determine your price, or you determine your price before the renovation?
You do your price before the renovation. So you set your price before renovation. And a lot of cool things about this one is that if you are able to, say you do your own cabinets or you do your own floors, if you come in or you supply the items or you do it yourself, they discount it off the total price of your home.
Oh, okay.
So that's one of the things. However, they do not finance transportation.
So you pay, I'm sorry, you pay on the lot just like a car.
You pay on the lot.
And what is the terms?
Well, I believe they're a little bit shorter
than if you were to finance it.
Finance it regular.
So what is shorter?
It just depends, and it varies from person to person. But like I said, it's $2,000 to get started with down payment, and then they start the renovation process. They are not responsible for transportation. You could use who they have, and theirs is about $2,000. And in that case, if anything happens during transport to the home, they will insure. Yeah. However, you can use your own, but they will not insure what happens during transport.
So where do they begin to? You already have done a lot of research, and you specialize. So if people have questions and want special consultation through Ben Daly, Ben Daly Financial Professionals, you'll be able to reach her and have a consultation with her and talk about your different options, so you can explore those options, because it looks like it is. It
is quite an endeavor, and people don't really consider that. They say, "Well, I'm going to move out to the country," but there's a lot of things to consider. Also, in another segment, we're going to talk about: is it worth staying, in the suburbs, or do you want to move out to the country? And how is that, cost of living?
Okay.
So we could definitely explore
that. Well, I hope this has helped you, and thank you for tuning in. Until next time.